Yep. I've been delayed a day by some really crappy super glue, but I'll talk about that. So there we go. When we get it working. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Okay. I wanted to go up the next step, but it's going to take some. It's going to. Yeah, I've seen someone online do something floating it, but they haven't got this bit, but they can build that now. They can just watch the video and build that. So you get onto that bloke who's done this sort of thing, but he's done them on the corners and he's got it in a thing. I went down the hardware store to try and get one of those things. Oh, do you have a saw you can just cut the top off for me, please? Nah, no one's got any tools these days. No one can do anything. Blah blah blah. So anyway. So yeah, I'll talk about the super glue shortly, and I'll just show you what we're doing today quickly. Why we're doing what we're doing today. I'm on macro, so everything's probably slightly out of focus. Okay, so this one with the charcoal in it and the polystyrene is a lot wetter than that one with just a couple of inches of charcoal and on top of a polystyrene bed sort of thing. But we know from this polystyrene bed it does keep that sort of sand quite wet. So today what I want to do is a combo. I'm going to put the polystyrene on the bottom as a perched water table in a way, but have a lot of charcoal on the top sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to do that today. Finish this one and see if it does actually stay wetter on the top. But we do get the advantage of having a lot of polystyrene down the bottom, and we may have to raise that up a bit, yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, as with the super glue, went down early in the week and they didn't have any, but they've got tons of it now, so I'll just test these out tonight, and if it works, well, I'll go down and buy a whole load. But this brand, Duramax, seems to be the same thing, almost identical. Came out like slime, or almost got the impression, oh, we'll put some oil into that and that will keep the air out or something, and it's reacted or something, I don't know. This one too, the Selly's one, very similar if not identical, came out like slime, wouldn't even bond. The normal thing is you hold it for 90s or 120 counts. If you rub it with your finger, you can get it down to 60 count. If you want, you put glue on both sides and you rub one of them with your finger, put it together, you can actually get it to knit, bind in about 60 counts or 30 seconds, because every count, half the number of counts. So 120 counts is normally for a firm bond that you can take your fingers away and the magnets don't fly apart. That's 60 seconds basically. But this stuff wouldn't even bite. It was like, what? This stuff I've had out in the carport, goes through a summer fine, in a cupboard at 48 degrees, fine, no problems with that. So maybe it's the latest scam out of China, I don't know, but just watch out for that. Anyway, the shop's got tons in it, so I'll just test it out tonight, see if there's nothing wrong with it, and then I think I'll buy a ton of it. So sort of thing. Anyway, we've only got 17 minutes on this, so I better be quick. Gotta be quick when the Lone Ranger's in town. And the usual thing, we put our, maybe you want the over the top view. I don't know, is that what you want, the over the top view? The tippy top? Okay, so the next stage of course is to put those out a little bit further if we can. Whatever. Doesn't have to be too specoid. Just has to be functional, fellas. So the idea is the usual thing, and we're going to get about halfway up or something like that. When you're neither up nor down, usually. And now we're going to have a whole load of charcoal on the top sort of thing when we get to, so we'll probably be holding it down. So, and so instead of having a, just a thin 2-inch layer of charcoal and then some sand, we're going to have a whole load of charcoal. But in order to do that, tamp it down, tap it down, and the usual thing. Put some support over there. I think about, wasn't it 4 or something? I think we have to have it up the sides to some extent, don't we? Isn't that what we learned? It's better to have a little bit of support on the edges, so it's lipping the sides or something. I don't know. Is that what we want, fellas? May need a little bit there or something. Yeah, cut one in 2 or something. The old JEANNIE, what's it called? Oregon, I know, just having some fun. Okay, so now we can hopefully start some charcoal. I'll be start off slowly. So the polystyrene will absorb some water slowly over time. And you might want to do some calculation, some rough experiments to see how much water the polystyrene does take up over time, sort of thing. Remember the volume, it takes up basically half the space of your I think we've got a bit of a problem there. I think we're going to have to stem it rather quickly there, like that. And go on from there, sort of thing. But anyway, we'll get there, sort of thing. Real quick. See how quickly you can do it without mucking it up. It's probably a developing skill, fellas. But as I said, the genie's out the bottle, so no one puts genie back in the bottle. Yeah, definitely one with the paraphrases, power quotes. So we'll have a lot of charcoal, and it should stay damp, but it will be wetter than you think. But it'll be on a perched water table with reductive flammable gas coming up through it, sort of thing. That should make it nice and comfy, tickety-boo for the organism. And then we'll just have a little bit of sand on top to make sure that the charcoal stays anaerobic. Because we know from experimentation that the organism doesn't seem to grow too well in the sand, whether it's all quartzite silicate sand or unless you've got some polystyrene in it. But we're only going to have a thin layer, so the roots will go down through the sand, and I'm assuming they're going to start absorbing the organism. The roots will go red and fatten up. You'll get nice red stipples, and we might start to see. Oh yes, the other thing. Haha. May have found a pathway to a blue flytrap, fellas. Greenish, bluish, grey. So it might just be the charcoal, but the fact that I got green on that one with no charcoal in it, that green one might go blue over a month's time or something. If we can get the organism to go blue, we might get blue roots, blue stipples, and a glaucous flytrap. You never know, fellas. So, yeah. So, as Paul Temple says, maybe eventually I'll get the last laugh if I can just stay alive long enough. It looks like I'm going to have to buy another bag, or maybe another bag of charcoal for the front lawn. Let me set one out there. Get that on the inside there. Yeah. Right, there we go. We'll get it to work. Just chuck it in there, and it will settle. Put it that way, fellas. It will settle. Probably about time to start thinking about putting some sand on in a minute. We're nearly there. Try and find some smaller bits to fill in the voids. And maybe that's not what we want, but I suppose we're going to find out eventually. Because not Meredith Rainer. Who's the one that did early work on charcoal and found there was about like three major different forms of charcoal or something? Yeah, I think they shortchanged her, but they're going to pay for that now. Are they going to pay for that now? Yeah. Well, I just asked them, are you not a woman born? And depending on how they answer me that one, whether I'll make them pay for it or not. Because you know I can. I am who I am, yes. They're the magic words. If anyone can make them pay, I can. Smart enough to get away with murder, but unfortunately also born on George Washington's birthday, so there's a bit of a conflict there. Anyway, I think that's probably enough. But if you want me to pull the hammer on Hillary Clinton or something, just send me over. I'll probably just ask you one question, depending on the answer. Oh, yeah. Well, I've never heard my grandfather's voice, so you know that's a good start, isn't there? Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Maybe you should want to think about putting some toweling over the top of this, and before you put the sand on, I don't know. Keep some void space in there, I don't know, but I think we want it anaerobic, don't we? But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. So we got the charcoal there. We'll have the nice reductive flammable gas coming up from the polystyrene due to the easy water thing that you can look up online. Just type in EZ water, and you'll find a few clips on there that will open your mind in the same way as I'm probably opening your mind with the magnetism as a form of radioactivity. Well, I think all inverse square law fields are a form of radioactivity, but you might want to think about that. Is that too easy a unified field theory? That all inverse square law fields are unified by the fact that they're a form of radioactivity? Maybe, as I said, maybe only a child can do it. It's too simple, so they can't accept simplicity, even though they all say that the simple answer is always the best. Okay, well there we go, that will settle down, may give it a bit of a spritz in the sprinkling, but how we colour check. Let's go back to normal focus, and we've got 3 minutes on the... So it's looking good, fellas. We might have a possible way into a blue fly trap. That would be important. That's why I'm doing all this colour work is important. Of course, if we do get a blue fly trap, you'll know from all my colour work that what you see on the screen on your side of the world is probably very close to what I see here. And everyone knows what that fluorescent orange colour is like. Blah blah blah. They know what those sort of blues are. Blah blah blah. So yeah. Anyway, let's just see. Finish off the clip with a bit of reproducibility. Yeah, let's see. I mean, it should work every time if you. I see. It's too far away from the. My bricks are too high up. I think that's what it is compared to the piece of glass. Anyway, Yeah. Yeah, anyway, you might want to get onto that yourself, but I'm after that, you know, that oblong square tubing stuff you have for gutters. I want someone to slice the top off one of those and make up one of these and run something down there. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, so I suppose the good news is, if that goes blue, we found a way in for a blue fly trap, I would suggest. So, of course, we are in the cold part of the year, so these are all sort of colouring up. But have you noticed in here, it's still growing, it's actively expanding there, and these haven't died down. You see, normally everyone says they die off, you know, they die down and die back. Obviously not. So, and I said, this one that's got the charcoal on the bottom and just sand on the top, no polystyrene to actually run reductive flammable gas through the charcoal, they're not dormant and they are slowly growing. So, slowly growing. And those ones with the actual paraffin are very colourful now. So, but I've seen that look on other people's overseas, so I said I don't think they were telling you the whole truth back then. You know, if I can do this now, I think, well, that's the only way I've got that really intense colour this time of year. I don't think they were telling you the truth, sort of thing. They were holding back. So, that's, you know, you can, as part of the scientific method, say, so, yes, I am doing something, can you guess what it is? That's honest. But obfuscating the fact that you're actually doing something, well, that's not scientific. So I think that's where they got caught out. They couldn't work out a way of saying yes, they were doing something without telling what they were doing. That's how you do it, fellas. Just, yes, I am doing it. Can you guess what it is? Blah blah blah. That's honest. So because that's part of the scientific. You've got to be honest. If you're not honest, you're not a scientist. Full stop, basically.